I wanted to give this YouTube thing a try, and for my first video, I thought it would be apt to lay out my intentions and motivations, mostly for myself, to have a reminder of why I decided to start this, but also to serve as an introduction to any viewers. I think it makes for a good one, a transparent one. So there are a few reasons. One, it's a website that I spent large parts of my child and teen years on. So in many ways, it feels very familiar, almost like a second home. I don't know if that's a dystopian way to frame a content sharing website as a second home, but I also tend to like the format of YouTube much more than other websites that are geared towards like content sharing, mostly because I like long form stuff more than short form. On that note, I've been very restless recently. I've always been someone who's really valued creativity, but especially in recent years, I've sort of lost touch with a lot of the creative outlets that used to keep me fulfilled. And I guess this may or may not be an attempt to recapture some of that focus. I see a lot of stuff these days about consuming versus creating, and I think there's a lot of power in being a creator, not even necessarily like videos wise, just generally being creative and making something. A while ago I watched a video by one of my favorite YouTubers, Sisyphus55, that was titled something along the lines of, "If you're not creating, you're dying." And I don't remember the specific points he made in that video, but the title and the overarching theme that it has imbued in it really resonated with me. I used to have a decent Twitter presence back in the day where I posted like edits of my favorite media and fictional characters, which at the time was primarily Star Wars. So in addition to the more bare bones creative process, I do also enjoy editing. The third reason is I want to become a better writer and speaker, and I think YouTube can offer a healthy mix of scripted content and more off-the-cuff conversational material. Like, one of my ideas for this page is to talk about books I'm currently reading or have finished recently. Not necessarily to make like long form video essays on them, but just to have an outlet to synthesize my thoughts and get them out there concretely, I think would be useful. And lastly, I just sort of want an outlet to document my life. On one hand, I'm someone who values their privacy and thinks there's something very sacred almost about choosing who gets to observe your life, to witness you grow. But at the same time, I've always really wanted to have like a little corner of the internet to myself, and I don't really think that starting a YouTube channel is necessarily a compromise on that ideal, because this stuff is ultimately going to be quite curated. But a place where I'm just doing my thing and producing something that's creatively fulfilling, documenting the skills I'm trying to learn as I grow older. That sounds kind of nice. It'd be cool to have a space like that, and that's what I hope this page is, or what it becomes. I would spend some time actually properly introducing myself, but I think there's a lot of value in showing rather than telling. So I'm going to keep that fairly vague for now, and hopefully some of the stuff I make in the future will begin to paint a better picture of who I am. But that's all I really wanted to put out there for this first video of mine. Thank you for listening, and hopefully this is the start of something more.